don't expect us here.
When you have a past staff college course, you can work anywhere. It is a course that wraps up the entire military career from when you were a cadet up to where you are. Basically, this is where we are taught issues of policy and strategy, how to plan both militarily and other areas, economically, socially, politically, diplomatically. All of those issues are within strategy. And I'm happy that I got this chance to do this course and to improve or to add on my career. It's a very big achievement, and I thank the Army leadership for giving me the opportunity to do this course.
My name is Major Nkatha from Kenya Defence Forces. I'm specifically from Kenya Navy. It has been an hectic journey all the way for the last 47 weeks. I have really gained a lot from Uganda coming from Kenya because most of the packages, especially on land operations, were packed well heavy for us. The 7 East African countries are well represented in this course, and we are able to learn from each other. Personally, I have done a Master's in Defense and Security Studies from Makerere University, which I feel privileged because it has gained me knowledge, especially on international and regional affairs matters. We are able to know as a region of East Africa where we are and where we aspire to be.
Security Minister Major General Jim Muhwezi has refuted claims by a section of media platforms peddling rumors of tension within security players, especially the UPDF. Now, in an interview with UBC from his country home in Rukunjiri district, Minister Muhwezi assures the country that there is no need for alarm.
Last Sunday, upon returning from the 2022 CHOGM meeting in Rwanda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, also the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, convened a security meeting for top army bosses at his country home in Rwakitara. This, according to a section of media speculations, was as a result of the earlier directive by the Deputy CDF General Peter Ereru putting the army to a standby mode. Since then, the discussions about the country's security have remained a matter of concoction and narrative.
The media is full of anybody now is a journalist. It's not only you. Anybody who has access to the media writes. And some people believe that what has been written is newsworthy. But some of them, they are not worth the ink.
According to Security Minister retired Major General Jim Muhwezi, Uganda is safe and secure regardless of the current social media rise.
The security situation in the country is good. You don't go by horokoso, by the media.
He was addressing us shortly after the end of his Parish Development Model Mobilization campaign in his home district of Rukungiri, which has lasted for 2 weeks.
It was a very successful tour. We talked about the parish development model, and we also received reports of their needs, of their concerns, which I explained, and others I took note of, which I'm going to handle with the other government ministries and departments when I get back to Kampala.
Jim is hopeful that once Ugandans heed to their call, in the due course, results will be witnessed.
But I also briefed them about some positive achievements we have made so far in health, in education, in roads, and so on. So it was a very positive interaction. And we are going both to benefit myself as their leader and them as my electorate.
Ever since the takeover of power by General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in 1986, almost 95% of Uganda has been entirely peaceful, and this has facilitated the country's development, which has now seen it jump to the middle income status countries. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
All right, UBC News tonight. Now, local leaders in the Acholi district of Amuru in northern Uganda have put aside political differences to embrace government programs in the district. Kilak South Member of Parliament Gilbert Olanya says over-politicking at the economic suffering of the masses is a disservice to the community. Now, during the parish development model sensitization engagement, Minister for Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Engineer Hilary Onek, challenged local leaders to choose enterprises carefully for better economic results.
It is a district with 1 county, 9 sub-counties, 4 town councils, 50 parishes, and 202 villages. These administrative units come with political diversity, as area leadership is predominantly opposition FDC leaning. However, leaders have put aside their political affiliations to embrace the parish development model.
I appreciate that this program is not coming during campaign. We always get the pinch of implementing government program during campaign.
This is one of the reasons why, despite always speaking in dissenting voices with government, leaders at local and national levels are welcoming the initiative.
It has been designed by Parliament. It has been designed purposely to help our people who are in the villages. On this, we are mobilizing our people, irrespective of the party where one comes from.
Parish development model is going to empower women.
When it is properly implemented, it's going to help our people right from the village. And also, the money we are using is the taxpayers' money. And the taxpayers' money, all of us are supposed to benefit from this particular money.
It was in this multi-million Uganda shilling multi-purpose district hall that the endorsement for the new parish model was made. Thompson Obong, the Amuru Chief Administrative Officer, shared the strides that the district has made so far.
Honorable Minister, we also did identification and formation of enterprise groups, which was also successfully done, of course, with the help of the parish chiefs that were recruited in coordination with our district PDM focal person.
Both challenges and successes were shared in the presence of the Minister for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Engineer Hilary Onek.
Some of the parishes that we have are quite wide, and traversing them becomes hard if there's no means of transport.
This one is targeting patients, targeting the patients right at the grassroots. The money is brought direct to you in the grassroots. And that money should multiply and build up your parish.
Onek, who led the orientation and sensitization of Amuru leaders on the PDM, challenged them on better enterprise selection for improved economic proceeds.
For example, if a farmer here, I know they cultivate mainly rice, and the land is so good here, you could go into Matoke plantation and you surpass Kampala. You'll plant more than Kampala. You'll get much better. You can choose anything. Coffee here can do even much better.
The parish development model was launched in February 2022 as a new strategy to bring 39% of poverty-stricken Ugandans into the money economy. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you, Henry Okarut. Now, a section of political leaders in Teso sub-region have vowed to support government in implementation of the parish development model project by exposing officials found mismanaging it. Member of Parliament for Ochero County, Julius Emigu, together with his counterparts, believe that this is the only measure that should be taken to make the project a success.
Local leaders from Teso sub-region have closed their campaign of rolling out the parish development model project with a call for action from different opinion leaders that will see the project successful. Member of Parliament for Chiro County Julius Emigo expressed his readiness to play his oversight role in monitoring the project, especially by exposing the wrong implementers.
Strictly, that's what I think I should do, and that's the reason for which I've even come. I will be working together with my minister and really move, because we want to do that. One of our cardinal roles as members of Parliament is oversight, to see to it that all these officials that are going to be directly involved, although for us we shall, it's our eyes on, hands off, but we shall be able to see to it that, okay, any other complaint that will come, we shall be able really to handle, to help our people, because we are also informed about who is supposed to be the beneficiary and how somebody is supposed to even get it.
The Member of Parliament for Kabiramaido County, Alfred Edakas, committed to track data of the beneficiaries to see the right people benefiting from the project.
Like any program, when it is starting, it has challenges. So the preliminary challenges are some parts of the model are going faster than others. For instance, when we talk about the collection of data, that should have been probably the first. But as you see that in some parishes, there is already circles and probably data has not been collected. And the data should inform us about the 39%.
Religious leaders and other stakeholders were also called upon to join the struggle of eradicating poverty in the region by changing the mindset of the intended beneficiaries.
As you know, religious leaders meet with people almost every day, every Sunday, at funerals, in marriages, baptisms, all sorts of functions. And once you bring them on board, then you can be sure that that message will be relayed to people on a daily basis, and that can have an impact, especially on the aspect of mindset change.
The religious leaders expressed their readiness to monitor the project, but they are concerned about having been sidelined in the previous programs.
Sometimes some programs comes and bypasses the church, and the church will remain behind now, not knowing what is going on. But with this, we see it's a normal idea. It's very bright for us to come in and be part of it.
In the financial year 2022-2023, every parish is expected to receive 100 million shillings for the implementation of the Parish Development Model Project. Joseph Oko, UBC.
The Chancellor of Chambogo University, Professor John Okedi, has installed Professor Eli Katunguka as the Vice Chancellor of Chambogo University to serve the second term in the same capacity. Dr. Jane Engao, Director Higher Education at the Ministry of Education, has represented the Minister Janet Kataha Museveni and urged the university management to commercialize their innovations.
Chambogo University Council has presented Professor Eli Katunguka to the Chancellor of the University, Professor John Okidi, for installation. This follows the Council's unanimous vote to give Katunguka second chance as the Varsity Vice Chancellor.
Chancellor, sir, I present to you Professor Eli Katunguka Rakishaya to be installed as the Vice Chancellor of Chambogo University.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I install you, Professor Eli Katunguka Rakishaya, as the third Vice Chancellor of Chambogo University.
After performing the ceremonial installation, Professor John Okidi, the University Chancellor, tasked Katunguka to utilize his research expertise to push higher the university bar at national, regional and international levels.
I have been involved in Chambogo for a long time. I'm not satisfied that we have made strides and successes in the area of research and innovation. A university will not stand as a university simply because of teaching. Like the professor said, then you become a glorified higher school. This we must avoid by refocusing our attention to the area of research and innovation.
The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, was represented by the Director, Higher Education, Dr. Jane Egwau, who challenged the university management to commercialize their innovations in order to diversify their earnings.
We want to encourage commercialization of these innovations so that they are useful to the communities that we serve.
In his inaugural speech, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Eli Katunguka, highlighted determinations in his new journey.
I will faithfully undertake my duties as the third Vice-Chancellor of Chambogo University, so help me God. I've committed ourselves to enhancing resource mobilization. We want to be able to mobilize money from the assets and other opportunities we have for the university.
Professor Katunguka has appealed to government to increase on the university funding for targets to be accomplished. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
Colonel retired Dr. Kizza Besigye and his accomplice Samuel Lubega Mukaku have been released on bail of 2.5 million shillings but under stringent bail terms. The acting chief magistrate of Buganda Road Court, Dr. Douglas Singiza, released the duo on bail.
The duo, Colonel retired Dr. Kizza Besigye and Samuel Lubega Mukaku, have once again appeared at Buganda Road Chief Magistrate's Court for bail application as directed by High Court Criminal Division on Thursday. The acting Chief Magistrate Buganda Road, Dr. Douglas Singiza, presided over the matter. The accused, through their legal team, led by Counsel Samuel Moyezi, presented each two sureties, Deputy Lord Mayor Dorin Nyanjura, Dennis Onekarit, Mugume Roland, and Kaija Harrod. Although he didn't object to the bail application, Counsel Ian Chaze, who led prosecution, asked court if it's pleased to grant the accused bail to give them stringent bail terms.
To grant the accused persons, applicants before you, bail as provided for under Articles 20, 23 and 28 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda.
Magistrate Dr. Douglas Singiza granted the duo a cash bail of 2.5 million shillings each, and each of the four sureties 500,000 Uganda shillings non-cash. However, court prohibited the accused from discussing the matters of this case in the media.
I've also considered the high-profile nature of the sureties presented. I'm also satisfied that none of the accused persons present evidence of a flight risk. I would therefore release the accused person on the following bail terms. 1. I usually advise that parties involved, including their sureties, should desist from making comments on cases like this one until the case is fully heard and determined.
After court, Besigye's lawyers had this to say.
However, still, the decision that arriving at the 2.5 million shillings is also premised on a wrong position that bail was capped at 3 million shillings by the High Court. That is another decision that we are still challenging. There is no amount at law which is prescribed for grant of an accused person bail.
For the judiciary now to make getting bail very expensive makes justice very expensive. And if you make justice very expensive, one, it means justice will be for the rich, those who can pay money to get bail. But two, in a way you're trying to deny people who don't have money their right to demonstrate or their right for freedom.
Although the duo has been granted bail, lawyers are still aggrieved by the High Court's decision against their clients the time it denied them bail.
We still believe that that was a wrong decision. We insist it shied away from this role and we shall take it on from there. We shall not let that precedent remain on our books of law, practice and procedure.
After being released, Dr. Kizza Besigye talked to the media.
We are going to first of all sit and reorganize and see the next steps, but no turning back. We must push on until this is sorted out. No doubt about that. Teachers should stand their ground, civil servants should stand their ground, local governments should stand their ground.
Dr. Kizza Besigye and Samuel Walter Mukaku are facing charges of incitement to violence, offences prosecution alleges were committed in Chikubo PARISH, Kampala district. According to the sentencing guidelines, if the duo is found guilty with the alleged offence, they are likely to pay a fine of 1.2 million shillings or imprisonment of 3 years. Court will resume on the 29th of July 2022 for mention. Nathan Rebecca, UBC News.
Refugee hosting countries under the Intergovernmental Authority on Development have proposed an extension of displacement-related initiatives to other countries with internally displaced people's camps. Now, this appeal is in regard with the development response to displacement impact project currently operating in 5 IGAD countries. Now, the head IGAD mission to Uganda, Lucy Daxbacker, emphasized this during the closure of the 10th Regional Steering Committee meeting of DRIP, graced by the Minister for Disaster Preparedness, Engineer Hilary Onek.
It was the end of a 3-day vigorous engagement on the development response to displacement impact project by refugee hosting countries under IGAD. This followed an extensive traversing of 3 refugee hosting districts in and around northern Uganda. One of the projects with visibly positive results was Palabek Secondary School in Lamo district.
The enrollment have increased from 298 in 2019 to 538 today.
Dr. Deep has supported the construction of dormitories for both girls and boys, so the investment into infrastructure in the community is very significant.
This similar observation was made upon visiting other districts of Adjumani and Kiriandongo.
So we need a coordination, training, experience sharing from the other countries through this IGAD.
So it's important to define targets, objectives, and also the scope of interventions. Otherwise, we keep on continuing becoming bigger, and at some point we may be irrelevant if it is too big and heavy to carry.
The communities of Uganda are committed. They are so determined. They seem to be owning the project seriously. And really, Bwana Minister, this feedback is an acclamation of your leadership.
For purposes of continuity, they want IGAD countries brought on board to cater for internally displaced people's camps.
The subject matter of Dr. Deep has not covered the IDP situation in the region. And yet, the impacts of the IDP situation is almost as the same as the refugee situation, because they also live in protracted displacement situation, averaging about 17 to 20 years in forced displacement.
It is an idea brought by the Minister for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Engineer Hilary Onek.
A regional approach is good because then we can do much better. We shall be more efficient and effective regionally. Because, as I'm saying, these exchanges of learning from each other enables us to even do better than previously.
He, however, insists on holding regional conference to find mechanisms of preventing refugee occurrence.
Now Uganda is overloaded. We have 1.5 going to nearly 1.6 million refugees from your countries. Now, what can we do so that you also take care of your citizens? Because really it's not productive.
The 10th Regional Steering Committee meeting of Dr. Deep implementation brought together 5 IGAD refugee hosting countries, including Somalia, Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, and Djibouti. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Communities in Chabazala, Tunda and Kasao sub-counties in Mukono district have continued to unlawfully encroach on the wetlands surrounding River Sezibwa. The locals who have resorted to clearing the wetlands for farming say government is siding with the high-handed characters to commit same acts of wetland encroachment at their expense. Take a look.
River Sezibwa in Mukono district is surrounded by several small forests and wetlands which were gazetted for conservation by government. However, communities surrounding River Sezibwa have resorted to clearing wetlands for farming, faulting government for ignoring same acts of wetland encroachment when it comes to high-handed individuals alleging to be investors.
Now, the bad thing with the government is not thinking about these people. The low people, they call the low people. No, they think about the big people.
Bantu abanaku whatever wa advantage. Neyate abagaga.
Kasao Sub-County Chairman Rajab Sentongo says government's move to enforce laws that govern wetland protection has somehow been indiscriminate.
Why do you decide to sweep out these people who are looking for daily food?
He alleges that government has given out chunks of wetlands to investors without consideration of the poor communities. However, they have called for indiscriminate community sensitization of both low and high-handed communities. Residents have also asked the government to be considerate as it enforces the laws against wetland encroachment.
Due to poverty and lack of land, they decided to continue cultivating in the wetland.
Wetlands are usually turned into farmlands during such dry seasons.
Global Water Partnership, together with Ministry of Water and Environment, have launched and are implementing a 4-year program dubbed Global Water Leadership in a Changing Climate, funded by Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office UK to the tune of GDP 270,000. The program is working towards improving governance and sustainable use and management of water resources through integrated resources management approach being implemented in 9 countries in Africa, with Uganda and Rwanda within the East African region.
Climate change and environmental degradation, coupled with huge population growth and rural-urban migration, are huge challenges facing many developing countries. It is against this backdrop that the Ministry of Water and Environment and Global Water Partners are implementing a 4-year program to influence decisions at both local, regional and international platforms for climate-resilient governance.
In the wake of climate change, we are not doing things as if we don't recognize the challenges of climate change. So with climate change, it brings on board new challenges. So we would like to understand what are those challenges that are impacting water and sanitation services in the country, and then we try to see solutions that we can come up with to address those bottlenecks.
Current move in the Eastern Africa region is to mobilize resources, mostly from sources which either were not investing previously or were not investing at scale, such as the private sector, and ensure that we rope in all the necessary resources to mobilize towards supporting financing in water resources management and in WASH. That is the current drive in the region.
During a stakeholders meeting, water experts noted that this program will identify bottlenecks that are impeding resource mobilization to support implementations in the integrated water management and WASH.
We need to address in integrated water resource management, most especially the gender challenges when we try to address the areas of clean water and access to these natural resources. What is the participation of gender? And also, we also want to look at the common person. While identifying these challenges, how can they be implemented? And so that the political wing can have an influence, so that the person on the ground is being favored.
People have destroyed, they have encroached, we have started cultivating in the swamps and the areas surrounding the rivers and lakes. And it is our concern as a kingdom to come together with such partners and find a solution on how we are going to preserve these water bodies.
On the same note, experts raise concern that with diverse effects of climate change and inability to match investments in WASH, the situation will get worse unless major reforms are undertaken to enhance local governance capabilities. Zahara Abigawa, UBC News.
Bugwere Kingdom clan leaders have called upon government to intervene in the widening divisions and heightened insecurity in the kingdom over the replacement of Ikumbania. Now, this follows sharp disagreements between two top contenders seeking to succeed the late Ikumbania and John Chrysostom Wayabire, son to the late Ikumbania. Take a look.
Joshua Wilbur Musimami and Mubala Samuku are some of the top candidates that have so far declared their bid to join the race to succeed the late Ikumbania of Bugwere Kingdom as legitimate leaders. The race between the two has also stirred division among clan leaders and family members who are in support of Godfrey Wayabire, the son of late Ikumbania, John Chrysostom Wayabire. The two have vowed to enthrone themselves on 14th this month, saying the kingdom has since the demise of Ikumbania been hanging in balance with no legitimate leader.
The problem of Bugwere, we have many groups. So far we are divided and we are supposed to be in one.
Since the death of John Chrysostom Wayabire in February this year, several individuals have been trying to claim stewardship of the kingdom illegally. These include Joshua Wilbur, Mubala Samuku, and Godfrey Wayabire, the son of the late Ikumbania. During her visit to Bugwere Kingdom, the State Minister for Gender and Culture, Peace Mutuzo, advised the Elders Council of the Bugwere Cultural Institution to first set up a constitutional review committee ahead of the elections of the new cultural leader. The constitutional review is intended to bring all factions together for the good of the Bugwere.
All the different groups, each one is fighting for its own interests, not fighting for the best or for the good of the common people, but they are fighting for their own interests. Therefore, if government does not intervene in time, we shall continue like this and shall be missing out on government programs.
Our aim is to leave legacy to those who will come after, knowing that Bugwere, how did it start and how has it existed, not following what people need as their interests.
The resolution was reached during a meeting attended by clan leaders and political leaders, officials from Security and Ministry of Gender, chaired by the RDC Kibuku. First cultural leader of Bugwere Institution, John Chrysostom Wayabire, succumbed to COVID-19 on February 7th, 2022 at Entebbe Hospital.
Well, UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we'll return with business stories. Don't move an inch.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello, this is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Congratulations. Oh, one good day.
One good day? But I haven't entered any competition.
Oh, what Dechi, since you use your phone every day, we have randomly selected you as one of our loyal customers, and you have won a brand new pickup.
Hey, so how do I get this pickup?
The pickup is in Namave. All we have to do is quickly bring it to you. You know, we are delivering many of them. So, just send us 100k for fuel via mobile money and we'll bring it to you.
But Chief, I'm in no hurry to receive it. Namambe is just here. Keep it at your warehouse, give me directions and I will get time to pick it up.
Vow Nawe. If you don't have money, just say.
Tonfera. Never send money to strangers. Winners of competitions are contacted through official channels and are never asked to pay for anything. Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tonfera. Refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
Are you a player in the tourism sector with a struggling business following the COVID pandemic? UDB, in partnership with European Union, is providing financial assistance to businesses operating in the tourism sector. You can access subsidized loan with grants, loan with a tenor of up to 5 years, free business advisory services, and free environmental impact assessment. Visit www.udbl.co.ug/call for applications to apply. Deadline for submission is 31st October 2022 at 5 p.m. For more information, please call 0414 355 509.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Oil and Gas Moment, brought to you by Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey. Uganda's oil and gas resources are located within pristine environments. The oil and gas activities are benchmarked on Uganda's updated environment legislation and on the international best practice standards in order to continuously ensure coexistence between the oil activities and Uganda's rich biodiversity. This is being achieved using improved technology to reduce environmental footprint, mapping of sensitive ecological features for avoidance, improving standards of waste management and development and implementation of tools for environment management. These include the Albertine Graben Environment Monitoring Plan, Strategic Environmental Assessment, various environmental sensitivity atlases, and the National Oil Spill Contingency Plan, among others. For more information, visit www.pau.go.ug. Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Great entertainment,
sports, local content, telenovela, the movies. There is something for everybody. Go TV, this is where the stories live.
Get the best entertainment for any budget. With GoTV, you will have great entertainment for as little as 13,000 Ugandan shillings per month. GoTV, great stories, Zidiwano. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Yellow fever is a serious disease that is caused by the yellow fever virus from monkeys. The virus is transmitted to humans by a bite of an infected Aedes mosquito. The yellow in the name refers to the yellowing of the body, mainly the eyes, mouth, and the palms. Other signs and symptoms like rapid onset of fever, headache, general body weakness, loss of appetite, vomiting, usually appear in the first 3 to 6 days of being bitten by an infected mosquito. Remove potential mosquito breeding sites such as stagnant water and bushes around your home, and sleep under an insecticide-treated net every night to avoid being bitten by mosquitoes. Parents, take all children aged 9 months to the nearest health facility for vaccination. During the same visit, the child will also receive measles and rubella vaccine. Adults can as well get lifelong vaccination against yellow fever. Notify the health worker about any suspected yellow fever case at the nearest health facility. Please note, yellow fever is not transmitted from person to person by contact. For more information, call the Ministry of Health toll-free line.
This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from World Health Organization and UNICEF.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us. Now into the business scene. Maritime Company Limited Uganda and Kavatsi Airline Logistics from the Democratic Republic of Congo have signed a memorandum of understanding to start flying cargo to Uganda and DR Congo. Now, Chief Executive Officer, Maritime Company Limited, Kenneth Ayebale, says Congo joining the East African community will open business opportunities for the region. Take a look.
The business community in Uganda has always wanted to trade with Democratic Republic of Congo, but due to unavoidable circumstances, it has been a challenge. However, business is bound to boost with the exportation of cargo to Democratic Republic of Congo, following a memorandum of understanding signed between Maritime Company Limited Uganda and Kavasi Airline Logistics of Democratic Republic of Congo.
Congo comes in with a population of over 100 people, or close to 100 million people, which is a big population. And to the East African bloc, it takes us to a number that is about 300 million people in the East African bloc. This means a number of opportunities in the Congo market.
Ayebale says there is need to address issues of trade and logistics in order to boost trade between the two countries.
We are flying cargo, not passengers. We'll start passengers also later. But trade is both services and goods. So we are very willing, we have agreed to be the lead logistics company to start solving an issue that has been there for long, which is logistics between us and Congo.
Francis Chisirinya, Chief Membership Officer at Private Sector Foundation Uganda, says the partnership will help develop trade between Uganda and Congo.
Ugandans, allow me and Congolese who are here, allow me just to make this call. Let us be open to partnerships. Let us be open to partnerships. Partnerships demand capacity, that you are able to do what you do well. You are able to deliver what you promise. You are transparent. You are reliable. And whatever you talk about can be verified.
Chief Executive Officer, Kavasi Airline Logistics, Joel Wambale Kavono, says the partnership will explore and exploit avenues of mutual benefit to both Ugandan and Democratic Republic Congo businessmen.
Because there is no any trade without logistic. Logistic, it helps that 2 points to join the 2 points B and A. After buying your stuffs here, you need to chop them from a point to another point.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
As Uganda prepares to mark World Cooperatives Day this Saturday, key stakeholders are tasking government to increase funds for microfinance support centres. Now, the day will be marked in Shema district under the theme Cooperatives Build a Better World, and is expected to be graced by President Yoweri Museveni. Now, ahead of the day, our reporters sought comment from Bunyaruguru Development Circle and Chabugimbi People's Circle.
Now the government had wished that they add in funds in microfinance. Microfinance no longer have money. For instance, for us, Unyaruguru, we are sorry, we applied for a loan in 2017. Up to now, it is ongoing. Meaning, the funds that we are getting from there, it's no longer there. We request the government to add in funds to help circles. That one members pay because it is indirect, not coming direct to the circles. And I would also request that, because the guest of honor is the president, he had waived off income tax to revenue, and the period is almost ending. We request that he extends it such that circles can also develop themselves.
If government can help us put some money, at least which can target the farmers, it would be better for us and for our farmers. At least we can give loans on a reduced interest. Currently, we have a loan annually, it is 30%. So if we can find farmers getting loans at least at 20% annually, it can be of help.
Amabara gange ninyo Kabagawo Pamela, amananu gali banzara masindi, baitu nyikara Kagoma Maganjo. So nkabandao nyikaliye ninkore byange at home, nyara a landline number calling here MTN. So when you call Silen Kagiakoro Nagamanza Zahara Toto, I'm calling you from MTN. Ohangwire Motoka. I just said, Kali. Not believing as chikirizanti dala chitufu. Yangambo singwire motoka bagagaro kamba kuterere. So I'm so happy. Thank you MTN Banange. It is real. Biamananu sibia fede.
Show them waka with MTN Mama Nyabo. Simply deposit 20K or more on your mobile money for a chance to win 3 Toyota Succeeds and money to 2,000 lucky winners every week. We're giving away 24 cars and over 2 billion shillings of mobile money.
Did you know it is mandatory to have all births registered and a birth certificate issued? Failure to do so attracts a penalty of imprisonment or a fine. It's proof of age and belonging to parents, protects and provides children with legal rights from crimes and abuse like defilement and child labor. Give your children a good future today and have their birth certificates. For more information, visit the NERA office in your area or visit our website www.nera.go.ug. This message is brought to you by NERA.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. And now into the world of sports. A contingent of Ugandan football players is headed for Europe, where they will undergo trials at several clubs. Now, this is part of the Festo Web Sports Management Program and is a National Resistance Movement Manifesto initiative. Take a look.
Traveled several under-19 football players to Spain, where they played a couple of friendly games. That trip, organized by Festo Web Sports Management Company, was not in vain.
So today I am privileged to report the results that came from that travel. We had so many scouts who had traveled from across the world to watch our boys display the talent that the country is privileged to be having. And of the successes that we realized that now are being prepared for the next level is the scouts identified quite a number of talent in our boys, and they have been packaged now to go for trials with various clubs.
Those identified for these trials include Eric Senjobe, Derek Emokule, Rashid Mukungu, Derek Onyai, Nicholas Kabonge, Alfred Onek, and Junior Ocholit. Others are Andrew Siagi, Ali Ramadan, Simon Baligea, Ivan Erinembabazi, Hakim Kiwanuka, Enoch Walusimbi, and Sadat Anaku.
This is a golden opportunity to me. So I embrace it by preparing myself well. Under my effort, I have been working hard for such an opportunity. Thank God I have got it. And I have to train hard to go, because we are the first group from Festo Web to represent the country. So with the first group, the first members to go abroad, we have to work hard and achieve, get a team, so we can be like a stepping stone for our fellow colleagues coming up.
The players are destined for respective destinations in Spain, France, Portugal, and Scotland. They will be attached to Spanish lower division clubs like Atletico Benidorm, Lunacia, Orihuela, and Velez, while in Portugal, trials will be at Boavista. In Scotland, players will head to Dundee United, while the Ugandans will also try out at French clubs like FC Lyon. John Barnes Sentamo reporting.
Well, we'd like to thank you so much for keeping us company this evening, but do join us at 10 o'clock for our second edition of UBC News Tonight. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto. We will see you at 10, but Alex Kim Sempa is here with tomorrow's weather forecast. Alex?
A very warm welcome. Here is the latest in weather from the Weather Center with Semper Alex Kim. We've been dealing with sunny intervals across most parts of the country the most of the day, though a few areas also had some light isolated rainfall, especially in the evening hours. Now we've been dealing with reduced rainfall because of a high that was over the tip of South Africa, but right now it is shifting away, and because of that we do expect a pickup of wet weather activities, especially in the eastern and northern of the country. Tomorrow morning, we do expect some rainfall activities, especially in the northern as well as the eastern. But well into the afternoon, we do expect sunny intervals to dominate mostly the western sector of the country. But the rest of the country will still hang on to chances of some light isolated rainfall. Now, because of this kind of weather, we do expect temperatures to be relatively high. That will be across Kasese at 32 degrees centigrade, 30 in the northern, whereas in the nation's capital, Kampala, we are expecting 27 degrees centigrade, and in Kabale Highlands at 25 degrees centigrade. If you're expecting to travel, Dubai is expected to have sunny intervals at a daytime high, well, at 42 degrees centigrade. For New York at 30, and we do expect London to have chances of rainfall at a daytime high of 21 degrees centigrade. With that, we wrap it up. Stay tuned and join us again tomorrow, same time. I remain Semper Alex Kim.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The 12th Annual Africa Students Education Fair is back. Come meet representatives of universities, colleges, and schools from USA, Canada, UK, Poland, Ireland, Spain, Germany, Switzerland, Japan, and India on Friday the 1st and Saturday the 2nd of July at the Sheraton Hotel, Kampala, Uganda from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. For further inquiries, please contact Maria on 0702-628-446 or email inquiries@asefevents.com or visit www.asefevents.com. Organized by Africa Students Education Fairs Limited and sponsored by Kessie Tours and Travel, WR Education Consultants, and Loyalist College Canada.